Hello everyone, I'm Brian and we're in an Unreal Engine 5 tutorial, and in this tutorial we're going to do one quick and easy trick that will make your sound effects have a little more variation in them, because I've noticed a lot of the indie devs out there don't always put much variation in their sound, and it's one simple trick that can really help create more variety. Alright, let's get started. Okay, in our third person example template project, if you go into your content folders and into third person folder, and let's just go into blueprints. Don't worry, I have extra stuff here because this is kind of an example project for other things. Let's go into the third person controller first. Wait for this to load because apparently it's going to take forever today. Oop. All right, let's find a nice spot for us. Let's just say if we press the number 1, and I'm going to say, let's just say S for sound. No, we don't want to use S because that's on the keyboard controls. Let's do 0. 0 on the keyboard. What we're going to do is we're going to play a sound at location. We're going to grab our player ref location, which I already have a character ref here, but since you guys won't have that, we're gonna create one by doing get player pawn, and we're gonna say get player or world location, I believe. Let's just say get location. Get actor location is on what we want. Cool. All right, and then we'll see that you'll have all these options for volume multiplier, pitch multiplier, and all that. So what you can do is you can do random float values for those different modifiers, but there's another way we can do that, and that's kind of the trick I wanted to show you guys. And we want to know what sound we want to play here, and that'll be our next step. So once you've got that set up, let's go into our starter content. By the way, if you're in a project that doesn't have starter content, then you will not have this option. So you can also just use any other sounds you have, and we want to use the sound cues. But before we do that, actually we want to do something. We'll go back into where we were, and we're going to create a sound cue. I'm going to call this SC for sound cue, and let's just call it explosions, and open that up. So what we'll do is we want to create a random, and I could do all the other stuff now, but before we do that, let's just get 3. You click add input to add another input, and we'll grab 3 sounds. So if you minimize this and drag it so you can see, now when we go back into our audio, you can drag and drop these sound collisions. These are in waves. So grab the waves. You can grab the collapse if you want to. So I grabbed explosion 1, explosion 2, and collapse. And we're going to plug these into our random node. And this will pick a random one of these 3 sounds anytime that we call this. Next thing we want to do is from the output, we're going to add a modulator. So if you select the modulator, you'll see that we have a pitch min, pitch max, volume, and minimax. Cool. So let's modify these to be 0.85 to say like 1.15. And we'll do that for all of them. So that'll give us a nice variation in pitch and volume. So now that we got that, we'll just plug that right into the output. There are also other things you can do, but this is like the simplest trick, and it seems like a lot of devs that are getting started just don't seem to pay attention to it. So back into our blueprints where we were in our sound or third person controller. I'm using the controller because we're doing an input and I like to set it up like that. We're going to grab our sound, which is our SC explosions. So now we've got our SC explosions. Whenever we hit 0, it'll get our player pawn, get our actor location, and it'll play this sound at the location. And we don't have to create random stuff on each one of these. We can just plug and play this anywhere, so that way if we call sound explosions from a different area, we don't have to redo the random range on these pitch and volume modifiers, if that makes sense. So it's a good design choice. So now let's test it. Hit 0, you can hear that explosion. So when you spam it, you can tell that there's a variation in pitch. So otherwise they would all be sounding the same, which you don't want. Variety is the spice of life. So I hope this quick tutorial helped some of you get a little bit more variety in your audio and help give you like a better design choice for how you set up your audio modulation. It's been a while since I've uploaded tutorials, so I hope this was helpful and helps you in your projects. You can check out my game assets on the Unreal Engine Marketplace if you want to support. I'll link them to down below. Leave a comment if you have questions or if you have a suggestion for a future tutorial. And until next time, I would say peace, but certain places in the world are getting blown up right now. Peace.